Okay, so welcome to a brand new series on my channel I'm calling Prism Atomic.
You have entered the Prism Atomic.
For the past year, any video I posted that didn't have a single purpose, that was just like a blog or an update or anything where I wanted to talk about multiple subjects, I never really had a good solid title for those. Just calling them vlogs was not completely accurate because a lot of times actually, it's just me sitting and talking in front of the camera. I'm going to change that aspect, but regardless, I do have a title now. I'm calling these Prism Atomic. So this is Prism Atomic vlog number 1 or episode number 1. I'm not quite sure how I'll label that. But along with the videos of Prism Atomic, I will be creating a zine that I will be labeling the same thing. So that will be the Prism Atomic zine that I'll have probably on Blurb, but I will let you know for sure when that's ready. But for now, this is a new series for my YouTube channel. And on this first episode, we're going to have some updates on some videos I've been working on and some of the reviews I know some of you have been waiting for. So here's a status update on some of that. One of the ones I've been working on and I should be done with soon is the review of the Canon F1. This is the original one. I know this was in an update a few weeks ago, but since then I have been working on it, gathering my photos and figuring out exactly the structure of that video and what I'm going to say. I mean, this is a great camera. I think there's no secret. These FD lenses are a really good value, really good bang for the buck. And this, the build quality in this is amazing. Well, it's heavy too, but it's awesome. So that one is coming. It's in the works. It's just shooting some B-roll and gathering my photo samples. Some other reviews that will be coming probably sooner than the F1 are 2 lens reviews. So in one of the updates a few weeks ago, I think I showed you some manual focus lenses that I adapt to my Fujifilm cameras. And I asked you guys what you want to see reviewed first, and the 2 most common answers were the Pentax 50mm f1.4 and the Canon FL 55mm f1.2. So I shot the 50mm. I shot the Pentax on both my XT1 and XH1, so I should have photo samples from both cameras. And I think the FL was mainly shot on my XT1, so I'll have photo samples from mainly that, but I'll be able to talk about both lenses and let you know the pros and cons of each and whether you might consider buying one or the other or both. So those lens reviews will be coming probably before the F1 review. We'll see. In terms of things related to my analog film photography, I'm going to be shooting with some Nikon gear again. Mainly, first off, is the Nikon FM. I've shot with one before. Well, actually, I shot with an FM2 before. I had an FM2 for a while, and I've shot with the FE. I thought I had shot with the FM, but when I got this, I realized that I do notice a few differences. I don't think I ever shot with the actual original FM, even though I may have had one that wasn't working. But regardless, I'm going to be shooting with this relatively often for the next few weeks or so. I'm going to start doing some reviews on this. Right now, I only have one Nikon mount lens on me, and that is the Tokina brand 28mm f2.8. But I can at least give a solid review of this camera and talk a little bit about that Tokina lens. So for any Nikon film shooters, this will be interesting to see how this goes. I'm sure some of you already have the FM, FM2 and whatnot, but those cameras are really, really great cameras. The FM and FM2 are completely mechanical. They only need the battery to operate the meter, which is similar to the original F1, ironically, and also the Canon FTB. So the FM is something I'm looking forward to shooting a lot more with and letting you know how that compares to some of the other options, some of the other Nikons, as well as some of the other Canon manual focus film cameras that I own. And really analyzing how I've gained my subscribers on this channel and how you guys have found this channel. I really feel like a lot of you have found the channel from the Fujifilm X-T1 related stuff and the recipes I've created, as well as obviously some of the Canon film cameras I think did really well. and some of my printer videos. I'm going to find a way to get back to the printer related videos, but I also want to find a regular way to talk about my X-T1, because my X-T1 right now is the camera I pretty much grab every single day, unless I'm testing out another camera or unless I'm shooting film. Max H1 just seems to be my go-to video camera, although I love shooting photography with Max H1. But a lot of times I just grab this one and go. And so this is the camera that has been exactly what I bought it for. It's been the camera I carry every day. And the really cool thing now at this point with the X-T1 is I'm getting really, really comfortable with with everything and how it's laid out, and being able to adjust things really quickly. Just getting really comfortable with everything about it and being able to operate it really quickly, which is really the goal with any camera. Another cool thing that's really been beneficial, and it may sound weird, is the fact that I did get it used. I got it at a low price. I think having a camera where you don't feel like you're protecting it at every moment, or you're so worried about it, I think that there's something about that helps contribute to shooting a lot and taking it out and not having to worry about it so much. I've been browsing some Leicas and figuring out a way where I could get a Leica someday and shoot with that and see what it's about and see how I like it and whatnot. But even if I am able to get a Leica, I've been thinking about that psychological element, that if I have a camera that's a few $1,000s price tag, like how comfortable I'm going to be taking that out on the street and, in the elements and doing all this kind of thing. I know people do that, obviously, and do it very successfully with those cameras. My point with that is I think the fact that this was only like $300 gives me some sort of freedom psychologically to take this out more often and just not have to really worry about it too much. But like I said before, all that intangible stuff and stats and stuff don't matter if you don't like shooting with it and you don't like the image quality. But this has been a camera I've been shooting a lot with. I do want to get some more X-mount glass. I'm thinking either the 23mm f2 or the 50mm f2 will be next in my lens kit for this camera. Although, since Fujifilm is making a 18mm 1.4 and we're still hoping for an updated 27mm lens, I might wait to see what happens with those first, but we'll see. I have to sell some other gear in order to get that lens in the first place. But it'd be nice to have either a 23 millimeter, which is a 35 equivalent for street photography, and it would also be nice to have that 50 millimeter with autofocus for portraits and other cool shots. But really, that's it for this episode of Prism Atomic. I just needed some sort of kickoff video to introduce the series. So instead of doing some random update video, I figured it'd be a good idea to include that in this. This series will be constantly evolving over the next few months, so bear with me as I figure this out. But basically, anything that would be a vlog or an update, anything that might have multiple subjects in the video, will be a Prism Atomic episode. Anything that's single purpose, like a single camera review or a straight out of camera will remain that, and I'll figure out some sort of way to categorize everything else. And I really, really appreciate every single one of you. The feedback's been great, and I'm happy you're enjoying the Fujifilm film simulation recipes. I'm happy you're enjoying some of my older videos. And I'm always open to feedback and what you guys want to see. I know I'm kind of backlogged on some of my videos that you've requested so far, but I will be catching up and I will be cranking out some videos a little more often. So thanks as always for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's see how fast I can hit that 1,000 subscriber mark and keep going up from there. So that's it for now for episode 1 of Prism Atomic. Thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.